Bite into a samosa today, and you are eating one of the most widely consumed street foods on Earth. We all know this standard anatomy of this dish, a crispy, fried pastry shell packed to the brim with spiced potatoes and a sharp hit of green chilies. But here is the problem. 500 years ago, neither the potato nor the chili pepper existed anywhere on the Indian subcontinent. If you completely remove the two ingredients that define the dish today, what exactly were people eating back then? The answer to that mystery is sitting inside a heavily guarded 16th century Persian manuscript locked away in the British Museum. Our modern idea of the samosa is a historical illusion. To find its original identity, we have to strip the recipe down to the studs and rebuild it from scratch. The manuscript is called the Nimatnama, or the Book of Delights. It was written in central India between 1501 and 1510. If we follow its instructions, the first thing we do is gut the modern pastry. Out go the cheap starches and the heat. In their place, the text dictates a base of roasted eggplant pulp mixed with dried ginger root. Then we pack the remaining space with lamb cooked completely dry alongside onion and garlic. Finally, the entire pocket isn't dropped into cheap vegetable oil. It's heavily fried in ghee, giving the crust an intensely rich, perfumed flavor profile. Meat, dairy fat, and complex aromatics required serious capital to procure and prepare. You couldn't buy this off a cart. This specific recipe belonged to the Sultan of Mandu, the original patron of the manuscript. From there, the book and its contents circulated strictly among monarchs, passing through the hands of the Mughal Emperor Akbar and later Tipu Sultan of Mysore. Inside these 16th century courts, serving meat-heavy ghee-soaked pastries was a deliberate display of vast wealth. The first samosa was a highly engineered, closely guarded architectural triumph of pastry, meant exclusively for emperors. What finally broke the recipe out of the palace was the expansion of global maritime trade, bringing New World crops to Indian shores. Specifically, merchant ships arrived carrying the South American potato and the chili pepper. These new crops held a brutal economic advantage. They were incredibly cheap to cultivate in the local soil and far easier to store than fresh lamb and specialized aromatics. Because they were so affordable, potatoes and chilies rapidly cannibalized the interior of the pastry, pushing out the expensive royal filling. The physical manuscript eventually fell into the hands of the British East India Company and was locked away in an archive. But while the Book of Delights vanished from public view, the concept of the samosa escaped the palace walls and adapted to survive on the streets. By substituting lamb and ghee with cheap starches and intense plant-based heat, a dish that once required an emperor's treasury could now be bought by anyone for a few pennies. Every time you buy a street stall samosa today, you are biting into the ghost of a royal luxury, hollowed out and rebuilt for the masses by global trade.